Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Tree of Geek, Season 3, Episode 16, possibly Episode 17. We're not sure yet. We're going to be talking about Indiana Jones. For this episode, we're talking about the first movie, the second movie, the third movie. Spoiler alert, there will be spoilers all over this place. If you've not seen these movies from the 80s by now, just pause this, get on Hulu, or like I think they're all probably on Paramount Plus, I would imagine, and go watch them. Otherwise, listen to what happens in all these movies and be spoiled about them. We're going to talk about the movie. We're going to talk about the ratings. We're going to talk about what we like about them, what we don't like about them, their legacy. How long have they been around for, and what impact do they have on our lives and culture's lives? Because culture is one person, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, sure.
Let me just...
But before we get into the Indiana Jones and we grab our whip and our fedora and we start doing some crazy shit with rafters and Russian vehicles and ants that like to just devour people, let's get into what's new in our geek world. Josh, what is new in your geek world?
All right. Well, new in my geek world, unfortunately, when this airs, it'll have been a little bit, but we did take our kids to see the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. And I'm pretty sure there was two scenes, about 30 seconds apiece, that I don't remember from the original. Other than that, it might have well been shot for shot.
So what's the point?
It was fantastic. If you're a fan of the movie, I strongly recommend it. Like everything about it.
But if I've already seen it.
But okay, so it's just like going to see it again. If that's your attitude, wait until it comes out. But I mean, by the time people hear this, it's probably out of theaters anyway.
Trying to double dip my money, man. They're trying to take my money twice. Not that they got my money the first time.
But it was worth it.
How is it worth it if it's the same exact movie?
I'm a huge fan of that movie. You know that. I love it. My kids loved it. And it was, seeing it live action just added a whole new level of excitement to it. Yeah, it was practically scene for scene, but the way they did it just felt
copied.
Great.
Oh.
Original.
Great.
It felt original. No.
Okay.
It
All
did.
right.
It felt really good. The dragons looked phenomenal. The acting was fantastic. The only thing I read online that people were complaining about was the girl they cast to play Astrid is a brunette, and she's darker complected.
Oh, no. They changed it from the source material. Yeah,
she's a brunette,
no.
and she's slightly darker complected instead of a pale blonde like in the cartoon.
Jesus.
But you know what?
Come on.
I kid you not, her acting chops were like 100% on par. Like she did a fantastic job.
It's like she already had something to watch and go, I'm going to do exactly that.
It's like she grew up watching it.
Yeah, you know, like what do they got, like 4 of those out now?
3 in a Christmas special, and there was like 3 different TV shows. But yeah, you get the point.
Yeah. What else you got?
All right, moving on. I got my middle child. Well, okay, so I started with all 3, and by the time we finished the movie, I only had my middle child left. I got them to watch Jurassic Park, the original, 1993. Yeah, 3-year-old was watching it and then just kind of lost interest. It's live action, you know, she could have cared less. It wasn't flashy. And my 9-year-old was watching it and got terrified the second that T-Rex came through the sunroof of the Jeep or the Ford Explorer or whatever it was when the T-Rex breakout. My 8-year-old stared in awe for was like 2.5 hours or whatever that movie is. And when it ended, I said, "What was your favorite part?" And you know what she said? I liked when the guy on the toilet got eaten.
Well, he was a schmuck.
I'm like, you know what? Me too, honey. So now she's excited to watch the next 5. And then
Woohoo.
Before How to Train Your Dragon, they had a preview for Jurassic World Rebirth, number 7. And she looked at me deadpan, and she says, "I don't want to see that one." She's like, "That looks scary." I'm like, "That doesn't look scary at all compared to the first one." But whatever. We'll see how you feel when we get there.
It's CGI scary.
Yeah, probably. We got our kids to watch all 3 Back to the Futures with us. And they loved them and hated them and loved them. And I say that because apparently they thought the first one was the best. The second one was scary. Or no, sorry. The second one wasn't great, and the third one was scary.
I'm going to give you a hot take right now.
They're kids?
I'm not massively huge on the Back to the Future movies. Like, they're good. They're kind of fun, but I'm not like a fucking fanboy for them.
You're not a Zemeckis fan?
I do like Zemeckis. I'd rather watch Forrest Gump personally, but
I just thought it was neat that we finally introduced our kids. Like we're getting them into those early movies. And my 9-year-old asked, she read my shirt today. She's like, "What's Indiana Jones?" And I'm like, "A series that you guys will be watching when you're a little bit older."
how can they? Wait, whoa. They can watch Jurassic Park and they can watch Back to the Future, but not Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Jurassic Park had a little bit of gore, nothing crazy at all. Like most of that, like we talked about before, most of that is the idea of not really seeing things until much later in the movie. Back to the Future had so much more swearing than I remember, by the way.
They dickwad a lot, don't they?
That
like
and
that.
shit and hell, yeah. But Indiana Jones, I mean, I don't really want them seeing someone's face melting off. I don't want to see somebody ripping a heart out of a guy's chest before he bursts into flames.
He didn't rip it out. He kind of like.
I don't want to see. I don't
know.
want them seeing dude aging within 10 seconds and falling apart. I just think they should wait a little bit longer. Those are more the
That's your parental rules, I guess.
supernatural horrors than the it's a dinosaur that obviously doesn't exist. So
Because it doesn't have feathers?
no, that was in Jurassic Park 3. It'll be fine. But then the last thing I've got is I just saw a picture online, which I know it plays a little bit into what you said that you were going to talk about. That somebody took a picture at the beach of an airplane flying over with one of them big long banners behind it, and it said "Save Wheel of Time," and then there's like a hashtag and stuff. Like, Amazon, get the hint.
It is currently, as of this afternoon, at 180 some odd thousand signatures. They have billboards up, they have banners up. There's places similar to New York where they have like the big screens and shit, and they got it on there.
I know my signature's on there. How about you?
It is.
Okay.
I told you about it.
Are yours?
Get to it.
But that's all I've got for my new and geek. What about yourself?
Let's see. How about Blumhouse acquiring the Saw franchise? So, for all you people that love Saw number 92, it's coming soon to theaters. It's an okay franchise. I'll be rewatching it at some point, which brings me to my second thing. I just started my 2001 horror watch. So I'm like 9 movies deep. Because it was Friday the 13th is when I started it, last Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, what a perfect day to start 2001.
When
Jason
was
X is that movie.
the first Final Destination? That was around then, wasn't it?
That was 2000. That was last year. I just watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was definitely my top 10 in 2000 for sure. I started writing again. I sent you guys a screenshot like, hey, stop being stupid and lazy.
Yeah, but I only got to read like 4 sentences. Where's the rest?
Well, that was a big. Well, did you read all of it to chapter 9, or do you even have that? It's not even in the saved folder. I need to move it to the saved folder. I saved pumpkin seeds from last year, so my Halloween geek thing says it mentioned this, so I have like 40 some odd pumpkin plants growing. I have them over there in the yard, over there in there. I took them to work, and I made a thing at work, and they're growing everywhere. So hopefully I have like a pumpkin orchard this year.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And Jack Schreier, I heard, I think that's how you say his name, the director of Thunderbolts. Just as you were coming over here today, I read that he is supposedly a lock to direct the new X-Men movie.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, everybody's back and forth if Thunderbolts is a flop or not. I don't give it, maybe it made money, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I thought it was an excellent movie. You liked the movie. So the way if he has anything to do with the dialogue, the way that they shoot back and forth in that movie, I hope it translates well to the X-Men movie.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine at work tell me that they thought it was boring. I'm like, okay, fine. I see what you mean.
Well, it's not Endgame.
There's a few slower points. I mean, definitely some like character building, but I stand by it firmly that I thought Thunderbolts is a very high top tier movie. I thought it was very well done.
Well, as we talked about in our podcast about it already, which hasn't come out yet, right?
No, when we're recording this, it'll be the next episode to come out.
Well, we talk about, and I'll just say briefly, it's humanity. It's all about interaction. It's not about buildings exploding. So that's always been my argument versus Star Wars and Star Trek, which is cool. We have currently a debate episode out. Hopefully people are listening to. But my difference between Star Trek and Star Wars, I think people watch Star Wars because they want to see shit blow up, like the Death Star. Or I think in Star Trek, you want to watch, some
the human condition type.
Yeah, the stuff that's going on now translated to the screen.
Yeah, if you want to get more of our take on some of those big debates, go back a few episodes to the Great Geek Debate. I strongly recommend checking it out. It was fun. We had our.
I think you're biased because you're on it. Like, if you weren't on it, would you still discuss or still push for people to listen to it?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Okay.
When I was editing it, I found myself listening and not editing, so I had to go back and re-chop a few things. Like, normally it's just chopping out like pauses.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows this. Josh does all the editing. You can do all the technology stuff. Not only do you have to take time to get notes together, to get thoughts together, but you have to have the equipment together, which I supply a roof. I do some social media, but like you do all of it. A lot of credit towards you. So, but you want to dive into this now? We know what's new in Geek. Let's dive into this. This is we don't know how long this is gonna be. We're gonna try not to just ramble on and on and on. But spoiler alert, we kind of like these movies. Yeah, most of them.
Just throwing this out there. You said about your writing, so I'll throw one more new in Geek in there. I have officially received my 18th rejection letter for trying to get my book picked up by a publishing agency to take it to a publisher. So anybody listening, if you know any connection, help a brother out. This is a lot harder mentally than I thought it was going to be.
It'll happen eventually.
But I'm staying positive. I am staying positive. I just keep thinking that every rejection just means that it wasn't the right person for it yet. We'll get there.
That's right. No retreat, no surrender.
The wheel wills as the wheel wails.
Whales?
Whales.
We got banshees up in here?
Winds. Wait. Yeah. What's it?
The wheel.
Wheels as the
wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
That's it. That's it.
There it is. Yeah.
All right. So
tell me, Josh, what is or how is Indiana Jones? Explain to me. If I just came to this country, I have no idea what the Indiana Jones is. Or if I was just, like I'm some punk 12-year-old who's never seen these movies, what is Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones is a Lara Croft ripoff. Oh, wait, sorry. I did that backwards. No, so Indiana Jones, I would describe it. I'm going to try not to read so much, but I mean, we'll see what happens. Well,
you're kind of working off the notes that I did put together. So, I mean, it's okay that you don't know them word for word.
So, okay, Indiana Jones is an early 1900s based character around World War I, World War II. He is a professor in archaeology who can't stay in the classroom. He finds himself out and about looking for artifacts, doing what an archaeologist, would do. They uncover artifacts, they recover them, they get them to museums, but he always ends up in a predicament of some sort when doing so. I think he goes after the what do they call it? What was it in like the video games? You have like the easy, medium, hard, and then like death mode.
Yeah.
He's on death mode like
all the time.
He goes into it like, he knows I could die today.
Yeah.
But
he looks death in the face and smiles.
He originated in this, I believe the first movie was his debut, and then the books and everything came later, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, if you want to talk about the development of the character, that's fine. You want me to jump in there or like where he came from?
I mean, we can.
All right.
Why not? This episode is all about Indiana Jones, so.
Yeah. So Indiana Jones is a brain idea of George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
You got Steven Spielberg looking to do another movie. He wants to do James Bond. He's having issues getting the rights to James Bond. George Lucas is like, listen, I got something better than James Bond. But you have to agree to me that if you do this movie, you can't go over budget. Okay, which we kind of talked about in the last episode. You can't go over budget. He shook his hand and said, I will not go over budget. They go to get this movie made. This is back in the 70s when he's vacationing to Hawaii and he has these ideas. He's like, this is like perfect. But then they're like, who can play this guy? Okay, this is a guy who's not so sure of himself as like James Bond. Like he's a guy that can be a little bit weak at times. Sometimes kind of shows masculinity, but still make mistakes. But yet he is super smart and he can get out of a scrape. Kind of like if you look at Jack Burton in Big Trouble in Little China, he acts so tough, but he screws up like all the time.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones isn't that bad. But he can, shit sometimes doesn't go his way. He just always seems to find his way to get out of there, right?
And he owns it. If he does screw up,
sure.
he completely
absolutely owns it.
And I do remember the one, was the last episode, actually. If you go back one episode and rewatch when we did the Spielberg Spotlight, we even said that when George Lucas presented this to Spielberg, he said, like, it's probably going to end up being a B-list movie, but it's going to be fun. Let's do it. And they had no idea it was going to explode the way it did.
No, they were just looking to do a fun movie. So they hammer out details. They get the fedora. They get the whip. They get everything together. And they're like, but who can we put in this costume to make it work? I guess the story goes Spielberg was watching, his Star Wars. And when he sees Harrison Ford on screen, he's like, that's the guy. And George Lucas is like, well, you can't take him. You can't have Han Solo and have him be Indiana Jones. Like Harrison Ford can't. Well,
and he was already in American Graffiti at that point too, wasn't he?
Yes, I think he did Graffiti before he did Star Wars, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I just know that
I never watched American Graffiti. I've only seen clips of it.
I just remember the documentary was saying George Lucas said that he'd already worked with Harrison Ford on 2 other projects. I just assumed
it had to have been Graffiti.
It was Graffiti. Okay,
it had to have been
because he didn't want to.
You can correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah,
we might be wrong on this.
He didn't want to be that director who always casts the same guys.
Yeah, we didn't do the Lucas spotlight. We did the Spielberg spotlight. So we didn't
what to do Lucas.
I guess we'll have to.
Yeah, all of his many films.
He's got a couple out there.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah, what about that? The one he put in for his thesis. It's like some robots and silver.
Star Wars.
No, way before that.
Battlestar Galactica.
When he was in college, he didn't do Battlestar Galactica.
Star Wars.
Jesus Christ.
Suits.
Yeah. Anyway, they decide to get Harrison Ford. They agree on it. Harrison Ford, agrees on it. They had some casting. A couple girls come in to play off of them. You ended up getting Marion. The lady who played Marion comes in. They instantly hit it, and I mean, the rest is movie history, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's the Raiders went off to do great things. So
originally they were set on Tom Selleck.
Yeah, well, he had some CBS wouldn't let him go.
What was the show he was?
Magnum PI.
Yeah, he was in the middle of.
They wouldn't let his contract go.
Magnum PI, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that part. Yeah, he was going to be him. They couldn't do it, so.
I feel like that would have been a completely different movie, completely different. Yeah,
it would have. So I guess to backtrack a little bit, they weren't Harrison Ford wasn't the first choice. I just kind of forgot. And I'm a hack. I'm fraud.
Yeah,
I don't know why I have.
It's a little pathetic, but it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, right. They are my notes the AI helped out with, so it's whatever. I'll admit it. I don't care. It's a lot of writing, man. There's a lot of writing to do. I do work occasionally. Some people think I don't, but I do actually work occasionally. Just happens to be every time I want to do podcast notes or write my book.
Some of our friends think that all we do is sit around watching movies all day. We'll leave it at that.
I can't help I'm cultured. Yeah. So anyway, Tom Selleck doesn't work. We get Harrison Ford. He does great and spawns a massive franchise. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this big franchise. I did want to, before I get into that though, some non-canon type things, because after the franchise, we get a bunch of books, we get a bunch of video games. We even get a TV show, The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, in which Harrison Ford was in one episode playing Indiana Jones. Now, it was on TV, maybe on UPN or something. I was doing other things. I never watched the show, but I knew it existed. But there's a comic book called where Han Solo and Chewbacca crash land on Earth. This is where I have darn it. Did it get erased? Am I just not reading right? Where is it? I have it here somewhere.
Into the Great Unknown?
Yeah, there you go. Right. Into the Great Unknown. It was way up taller. Star Wars Tales number 19. For anyone who wants to check this out from 2004. Han Solo and Chewbacca crash land on Earth. Chewbacca survives. Han Solo gets taken out by some Indians. Later on, Indiana Jones is swinging around doing his deal. He comes upon the wreckage, finds Han Solo's body with a bunch of arrows in it in the Millennium Falcon, then does some dealings with Chewbacca. And it's completely non-canon, but the fact that they have a book out there with Han Solo and Indiana Jones kind of together is pretty awesome.
Chewbacca becomes the overall basis of Bigfoot.
Yeah, because it's 126 years after the crash is Yeah, I mean, Indiana Jones is like Bigfoot. I better go check this out. Maybe I should stuff him and put him in a museum. You know, why not?
If I can find clips, like images of the comic, I'll put them up here.
Oh, they got it. Well, now that we know what they are, they should be very easy to find.
You mean finding the comic book? Yeah.
Yeah, to get the images. I mean, when I first read about this in Wizard magazine, I was like, I couldn't find this anywhere as a kid, teenager. I wanted it, but you know, I'd probably see if Comic Cove has this. That'd be pretty dope if they do. I'd get a copy if it was decently priced.
Definitely.
But then we get into the movies, right? That's what we're going to talk about mainly here. So, what is the first movie that comes out in the Indiana Jones franchise? Not to be confused, because apparently Temple of Doom is a prequel that takes place a year earlier than Raiders of the Lost Ark. But we're going to go in chronological order of release, and we're going to talk about Indiana Jones and the... No, I thought you were going to lead into it. No, okay. All right.
Sorry, I just realized that you put Temple of Doom first because you did chronologically.
Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, which was
page 57 of your textbook here.
Which is actually just titled Raiders of the Lost Ark. No, right. Indiana Jones. I found that when I was trying to search it, and I wasn't finding it under Indiana.
It's weird how sometimes you get something so successful, and then they go back and they decide to change things.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like the zeitgeist like decides like, you know what, maybe you should just add this to it. You know, I think that's where you start getting that Mandela effect and things, because things are changed, and you know, like it's the game of telephone, but it's been said so many times, and then you find out that it never originally happened. It's the same as apparently this whole prequel thing. Before prequels were really prequels, like I had no idea. I still don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. Well, tell me a little about Raiders of the Lost Ark. Why don't you give me the setting and the budget and all that fancy stuff? All
right, so Raiders of the Lost Ark was the very first Indiana Jones movie to debut in 1981. Chronologically, it's set in 1936. So, right, you know, beginnings of World War II. Things are starting to stir up with some Nazis, and you know how it goes.
I hate Nazis.
The budget was $20 million.
Ooh. That's not a lot of money.
I mean, it's a lot for the early 80s, but when you're doing a blockbuster of this magnitude with this many
these days you're looking at 180 to 250 to whatever, 300 mil.
Well, I mean,
that's why so many things don't make their money back, because the budget was $300 million.
It's like we were talking about Snow White, all the CGI for the doors and everything. They were was like $270 million into that movie. Like,
and they could just...
It's crazy.
Hired some actors.
They could have...
Whatever.
And that is the budget that Spielberg was like sworn right hand on the Bible not to go over.
Not 201.
Yeah.
I mean, 21, 20.
But you know what? I think it worked out, because the worldwide box office was a staggering $367,451,914
million.
So they made their money back a little bit.
Oh, just a
little.
A little.
IMDb rating 8.4 out of 10. I think it should be a tad higher, but I mean probably 8.5. But I mean, I'll give it to them.
I give Raiders. I think I give it an 8 out of 10. Maybe 9. I don't know. 8 or 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, critics give it a 94, and audience a 96. This is one of the few movies where they agreed.
It's pretty good.
We talked about this before. Good. You usually see critics and audience on almost opposite ends of the spectrum, like 90% of the time. That is the logistics of it. So what is Raiders of the Lost Ark?
All right. So I'm going to throw all this out the book. Okay. I just realized this is way too much stuff to read. This is ridiculous. Okay. And I even asked for just a couple little paragraphs. So basically, Raiders of the Lost Ark is Indiana Jones. In the beginning of the movie, he's searching for this little, I don't know if everybody's seen all the million memes out there. There's like an idol, and he's got like Billie Eilish, but Taylor Swift, and he's got a Switch or something, or it's like, yeah, just something that, well, they're popular pop stars.
Watch any well-known cartoon or TV show, and they probably parodied it.
Phineas and Ferb have totally done an Indiana Jones
I guarantee
episode.
The Simpsons probably predicted this, so.
Yeah, even though this, I think, predates The Simpsons.
No, it doesn't. Continue.
I think it does.
It does. It absolutely does.
So he's out there to get this idol. That's when you find out he's a professor. He comes back. He's, hey, man, I got this idol. It's all cool. But then he gets asked to go meet this one dude. And the dude's like, listen, I'm going to tell you a bedtime story. tells him a bedtime story. Oh, wait a minute. That's I'm in the wrong movie. I'm in the wrong movie, dude.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong movie. So he comes back and he still says, "Hey, man, I got this idol deal." But then the CIA, other weird dudes. I think they're CIA. Do they ever say they're CIA or NSA or something?
Allude to it being
the suits.
government.
The suits show up, and they're like, "We got some Nazi communique. We need
Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers. We need you to go investigate this artifact deal. You know about it. We're looking for Abner. Well, you know who Abner's daughter is, so he's like, okay, I'm going to go try to get this stuff. He ends up going to Egypt.
What are they looking for?
The Ark of the Covenant.
There you go.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant. But there's all these clues. If everybody's ever seen National Treasure, maybe younger kids have, or I don't even know if younger kids have seen that one by now.
I don't know.
Fountain of Youth just came out.
Yeah, like
maybe seen Fountain of Youth.
Like they're talking about the staff and all, the pendant and all, or whatever.
There's breadcrumbs and there's puzzles that he has to solve to find out where things are.
I love about these movies.
Yeah, it's crazy. So he ends up going and he meets up with Marion Ravenwood, who is in Nepal. Is she in Nepal? Is that where it's at?
Sure. I thought it was more like Siberia, but it was just winter there.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's above Mongolia. Super cold.
Yeah.
Because she's got this idol. She's got this little medallion that at first she's like, no, I don't know what that is. And then these Nazis show up to get it from her. He's got to rescue her from the Nazis. And then they decide they're going to go to Cairo. Oh, what do we got here? Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's the dude. He gets it burned into his hand. Yep.
There. Yep.
He has the scary clothes hanger.
Oh, yeah.
That he's gonna like massacre with.
So this is actually number 1. This is the first Indiana Jones comic book.
That's pretty dope.
What now? It's in really good shape, I would say, but I mean, it's not like perfect. But I'll sell it to anybody out there for like $500.
$500.
Yeah, I think I paid like 20. But I mean, hey.
What's the dude in Egypt? Salah, right?
Oh, I love Salah.
Yeah, so when they go to Egypt, he's got a buddy, he's got a contact there named Salah. And there's a little monkey that keeps running around. And they want to stop this guy, Bellic, who we met in the beginning of the movie, who's kind of like Indiana Jones. You get this like mirror of Indiana Jones. Like if Indiana Jones is like, I'm about the money and not about the artifacts, he would have become Beloche, as some people call him, but it's Bellic.
He's essentially the French Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not super bad because... Right. When they go to the dig sites in Cairo and they realize that Bellic's staff is not the right height, they're like, well, he's been digging in the wrong spot. So they find the right spot, but Marion gets kidnapped in this process. And he's not really mean to her, though. He's like, yo, man, maybe he was trying to get some sugar. I don't know.
He was definitely trying to get some sugar.
But
he's like, here's a dress. Why don't you put this?
But like when the Nazis are gonna be like really mean to her, he's like, dude, like you don't gotta be like super mean to her. Like, I mean, come on, you're damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a nice chick. Like, be nice. You know. So they have to escape all that, and then they have to go track down the Nazis because the Nazis now have the Ark of the Damn Covenant. And they find
his job too well.
I've noticed these movies, he like solves all the puzzles for the bad guys.
Oh yeah.
And then they just show up and take it from him. You'll see there's a theme in that. So then he's got to go fight some Nazis fist to fist, propeller to propeller. And you find out why the Ark was hidden away, why you should never stare into the sun or into a box, I guess. And that's that. And then the Ark gets put into a crate, into a giant warehouse that we maybe find out later is Area 51. And
yep.
So you get this classic adventure tale that had never really been seen since like the Doc Savage way back era, like those little black and white strips in like the newspaper or something, those pulp comics. You get like John Williams, obviously here with the score, you know, him and George Lucas, you know, like might as well bring him in there as well. Like it's just adventure upon adventure upon adventure. Anything you like to add to that?
It's a face-meltingly good time.
It is.
This is easily my favorite, or one of my favorites in the franchise. I'd put it at number 2. So not my favorite, sorry.
I thought it was your favorite. We were messaging, and I was like...
It's always been a very, very close between the two. And over the past 6-7 days, I've rewatched all 5 of these movies.
Yeah,
and
we both did. Yeah,
it's definitely, I'm going to put it at number 2.
Okay,
we'll get to it, but Last Crusade is easily my favorite, I think.
Agreed.
It's just they balance. Well, we'll get to it. But this, it's just a completely fresh adventure. Like, you didn't really know what you were getting into. I don't even think they really knew what they were getting into making it. And it was just...
What negatives do you have of this movie? Like, I know it's hard. I have a whole entire page here. Definitely not as dense as this, but I wrote down my negatives for all the movies.
Man,
so what negatives do you have? I'm curious what you don't like compared to what I don't like about this movie, because it was tough to find stuff I didn't like.
So normally, one of my biggest issues with older movies like this is continuity. Like, I can easily be like, oh, well, his hat fell off here, but he's still wearing it here. They did such an amazing job at keeping that continuity solid throughout this movie. Now, what I don't like, you're right, it is extremely difficult to pick something. Like, everything about it was very well done. But if I had to pick something, I would say that I don't actually know.
Well, my only issue is, and I don't, because this is the first one made.
Yeah.
Why didn't they talk about him knowing Marion before. They talk about knowing Abner, and he learned under Abner, her father. And they kind of allude that he's done other adventures. But if they knew the Temple of Doom was a prequel, why didn't we get any clarity at all? If they knew if this was going to be, because Lucas said, which we should have mentioned earlier, he said, I got a plan for 3 movies. If you're going to do this, you got to do 3 movies. Like, that's the way it is. We're going to do a trilogy. So if he already knew there was going to be a trilogy, why is there confusion? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they just were absent-minded about it, but I think about the acting, I don't have an issue with. I think about the action, I don't have any issue with. Even the 1980s special effects, which I don't slam movies for them just because it's not their fault they came out 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. They still don't look absolutely horrible today.
See, I think my biggest qualm there is, like, why did they have to make it a prequel? Like, why did they make this the second chronological? Because I'm here running through Temple of Doom in my head, and there's absolutely nothing in there that points to anything relating to this, except...
If anything, he lost... If Temple of Doom is first, and he was jacked in Temple of Doom, like ripped in Temple of Doom, and then you have this one, yeah, he's in shape, but he's nowhere in the shape that he was in Temple of Doom. Did he just, like... this is just a year after.
And where's Short Round?
Like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, I wish I would have never known that it's a prequel. But for the movie itself, I really, and it's weird because, well, that should be your favorite movie if there's nothing about it you don't like. There's other ones I just have more fun with.
Yeah, I think that might be a big part of it.
Crusade's just more of a fun movie.
This one is definitely a lot more serious. Like, Temple of Doom is definitely the more serious, but this one's a lot more serious when it comes to the line delivery and things like that. Like, there weren't nearly as many, like, little snarky comments or inside joke type things going on.
I feel like this one's super serious. Well, not super serious, but it's the serious of the 3, the first 3.
Yeah.
Second one's definitely the comedy of the 3. And then the third one kind of balances it out.
The second is the comedy.
Temple of Doom.
The darkest one of them all is the...
Dude, there's stupid jokes left and right in that damn movie.
Short Round.
Yeah, but there's, like, other stuff with the monkey brains and everything. Like, it's just the whole thing where she's putting her hand in. And yes, Short Round was around in those scenes, but he wasn't just the one. We're not on Temple of Doom yet.
Right.
But, I mean, I can see what you're saying, but I don't know. I just feel like the other one is, like, right in the middle. That's probably why I like it the most, because they knew when to be funny and when to be serious. What is your favorite part of Raiders of the Lost Ark? Your favorite sequence, I guess.
My favorite sequence, it's got to be the run around through the Cairo streets and, like, the big chase, like trying to get Marion, trying to
the baskets,
the baskets, like the little shuffling around. It just kept going. Like, there was no end to the chaos that was going on there. And then one of my favorite scenes is when the swordsman pulls out his big old scimitar and he's being all badass, and Harrison Ford just shoots him.
Yeah, so that scene, you have what used to hang up here. Where is it? Is my Willow? Willow's behind you.
Oh, okay.
Pat Roach, who played General Kale in Willow. George Lucas produced movie, obviously, because he couldn't get the rights to Lord of the Rings. So him and Rod Howard did Willow instead. You get Pat Roach in here, who is a stuntman. He's done a lot of, sword fighting stuff, obviously, with Willow and other things. I'm pretty sure this might have been pre-Willow, though. He's training for this damn thing. Indiana Jones, good old Harrison Ford says he ate too much of the local cuisine, gets sick. He said, I just kept burning my trailer every 10 minutes. I'm super sick. And they're going over the choreography, and he's like, why don't I just shoot this guy? And Spielberg's like, you can't just shoot the dude. And I was like, seriously, like that, like my guy's superstar, that's what he would do. He'd shoot him. And that's what they did. And so Pat Roach was pissed.
Staying in character.
They said to do it a few times because he kept trying to get like this long death after he gets shot. And you just need to die. You just fall over and die. Because he's training for he just wants something on screen. So
that's awesome.
He comes back for Temple of Doom though. And he gets more. He definitely gets more in Temple of Doom.
You're saying Ron Howard,
Ron Howard directed Willow.
Richard Cunningham?
Yeah, and who was also in American Graffiti with Lucas.
Really young. In the early 80s.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he started his directing career that early.
Yeah, he directed Willow.
Wow.
I don't think I'm wrong. Let's find out. I think it's him, right?
Maybe. I just didn't realize if it was that early, but I mean, okay.
Did Ron Howard direct Willow?
That's right. We were on the spot doing this.
Yes. Yes, he did.
All right.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's impressive.
Hey.
No,
I know it's not. Just the fonts. Okay. I know, but I'm just saying. Henry Winkler should have been in one of these movies. That would have been dope.
As like Indiana Jones, like really unskilled brother or something. He goes by Ohio.
Imagine if Henry Winkler played his dad instead of Sean Connery.
No, I can't.
That would have been funky. I mean, he plays good as Adam Sandler's dad in some things, but
yeah, he was fantastic in Waterboy. Little creepy, but...
Coach. Not only what I do for you, Coach, but yes, I will do it for you.
All right.
We're not talking about the Waterboy.
Nope.
I saw that opening day though. Waterboy, I died in the theater, dude. I died. Oh, it was so funny.
I remember my buddy's mom took us to go see it in theaters because it was rated R, or PG-13. No, probably R. And we're sitting there, and I remember his mom just I kept hearing. And we're just like, she's going to take us out of here any minute. She didn't. We got to watch the whole movie, but I thought for sure she was going to be like, I can't do this.
Yeah, Vicky Valancourt, like a lot of stuff in that movie with her was like so on the edge. Fairuza Balk's like nuts. What's your like memory? Like, what do you remember like when you were younger about Indiana Jones? Like your first taste of Indiana Jones. Do you remember? I was trying to think of this the other day. Like, because these movies were on TV like all the fucking time, dude. Especially Temple of Doom. Raiders a decent amount. Crusaders wasn't on a lot, but man, Temple of Doom was on all the time. But I'm thinking maybe I saw it on TV probably for the first time, like TNT or TBS or something like that.
The Beastmaster station.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you that those stations used to play movies like all day. Day.
I know. Oh man.
Might have been USA. I don't know.
I don't even know when I would have first seen them. I assume it would have been on television.
Do you think like in middle school, like you kind of knew who Indiana Jones was?
For sure. Yeah.
When did this one come out again?
81.
81. I wasn't born yet, so there was that.
Me either.
So by the time they would have been put on TV, I don't think in elementary school I knew who he was. I started in elementary school in 89, so I definitely didn't know who Indiana Jones was yet.
See, for me, I said before, I was born in 86. So mid-90s, I'd say, is when I really started to discover a lot of this. I was around, my oldest, 10, 12-ish. Because that's when I first started seeing like Jurassic Park and Predator and stuff like that. And not Jurassic Park as much, but like Predator, things like that were on TV a lot. So
Predator 2. They always put like the weird sequels.
Yeah.
Predator
so
2.
I'm going to have to say I probably first saw this on like TNT or something. But I just remember being completely infatuated with like this adventure, like he's not a superhero. he's not anything special when you really break it down. Like, he's just this, like you said, this very faulted guy.
It's this guy that my mom was in love with. That every time he came on the street, she's like, oh, Harrison Ford. Like, Jesus, Mom, like, calm down.
I'm pretty sure I saw these before I ever saw a Star Wars movie.
I saw Goonies before this because I remember watching Temple of Doom going, oh, that's Star, like, what? I mean, I don't know if I saw Raiders before, but I definitely saw Goonies before I saw
definitely would have seen Goonies before I saw any of these, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely more kid-friendly.
Yeah, another movie that was on repeat on TV.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And that's good. I mean, they still show movies like Overboard nonstop on some channels, so.
I'm going to have to put that on the list of movies to get my kids to watch, Goonies.
Oh, man.
That'd be a great one.
Borrow the DVD. I got it. That's right.
What about
Physical
you?
media.
What was your early experience with the Indy?
Oh, I thought I'd just put that out there. But like I said, probably on TV. Probably, I'm going to guesstimate probably 12-ish, maybe 11, somewhere around there, probably on spring break or something. I mean, I was still in school, I wasn't in college, but they did like a spring break movie marathon thing on like those CBS type channels.
So this wasn't one of those, somebody rented it from Blockbuster for you?
No. Where we lived around that time, we didn't really have a place to rent videos. There was no local place in town. There was nothing. Yeah.
Jeez.
I didn't really start doing Blockbuster until I was like late teens. When we lived in the city in Grand Rapids, you could go to a grocery store, like, what was it called?
Giant, Walmart.
Yeah. What the hell was it called?
It was like a mom.
Like I can see Meyer's the big grocery store in Michigan, but they'd have like little video stores in there by like the food court.
Oh,
like
wow.
Little food. They had the like a little food section where they had serve like the hot dogs and everything. Remember, like even in the Kmart here,
yeah,
in the Kmart they'd have like that
snack bar.
Yeah, and then they had like a little tiny video store there that you would go in there. And you had like your little card that you have to take in there.
Oh, that's really cool. I miss that type of stuff.
But when I lived out in the middle of nowhere in the woods, we didn't have that. We had like just a couple channels and. That kind of sucked. But
yeah, that'll happen.
I think that's why I love movies as much as I do now, because I can appreciate them and delve into them where I couldn't as a kid. Like it's all, yeah, I've seen some of these movies like 20, 30 times, but it's just to rediscover things that you weren't able to access as a kid and understand why they were popular. You know,
right.
It's a fun thing. Anything else we want to say on Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, or just Raiders of the Lost Ark, as you've pointed out that's what it's called? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. It's a dope shirt too, by the way.
Thank you. One thing I noticed this time watching it that I've never noticed before is that we have Doc Ock in the very beginning. Yeah, Alfred Molina.
He just didn't.
This was his very first role.
He's getting the idol. He's doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading or watching a not Back to the Future. Geez, a behind the scenes of the making of it, and it said this was his very first role. That he'd never actually gotten any type of real movie role. He'd done like little side projects, and it was some of the most incredible experiences of his life. Like I love it. Like, can you imagine?
He's a great actor.
Working with like Spielberg and George Lucas in their early days before you knew,
not even really knowing that they're gonna go on
the
trajectory that they're gonna go on.
Like you would become a part of a undying franchise, like something like those movies don't age. Well, okay, yeah, they do, but like the adventure side of them, it doesn't age. Like it is a classic piece of history.
That's I mean, man, just feel the passion with that, right? You feel like to go back and see that stuff and see where people are now. I was just telling you, I was watching a horror movie today, From Hell, that's got the guy who plays Bilbo, the guy that plays Hagrid, then he got Johnny Depp, and it's like seeing all these fantasy actors. I mean, it's wild seeing all that stuff together.
Did you ever any behind the scenes for Raiders of the Lost Ark you want to throw out there, like little fun facts?
I don't have any off the top of my head other than what I've already mentioned. I would recommend a documentary called Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford, or Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. It's like a Legends thing. It's pretty easy to find. I would recommend that. It talks about Harrison Ford from the beginning of his career on through, but there is a decent chunk about Indiana Jones, like a big chunk of that, because that was such a big thing in his career. Let me ask you this, though. Who is the better character for you I know my answer, and I know you haven't seen a lot of Star Wars, but who'd you like better for Harrison Ford, Han Solo or Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones.
Who do you think win in a fist fight?
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
This guy Han Solo runs away a lot.
Yeah, and he shoots first.
Yeah.
Or does he?
Depending on which movie you're watching.
Now, just a little tip I want to throw out there is if you go back and rewatch it, in the beginning of Raiders, when he's getting the idol, watch its eyes. Did you know about that?
I never looked at its eyes.
They actually they added a little mechanism inside of the idol so that the eyes would look around when he was walking up to it, trying to like portray that it was alive or like it was a living, like possessed entity. Which is why when he took it, that's what triggered the trap, not the weight, but it was actually that it knew it was being taken.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting.
I'll have to YouTube that.
And apparently the boulder that chased him was actually like a 100-pound fiberglass ball that he was legitimately afraid of being run over by.
He said that there was a couple things in these movies that like he saw for like the first time. Like a lot of his reactions are very natural because there's not a lot of rehearsal there. It's just like you over the lines and stuff, like seeing the sets and things, you know, it's all kind of like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I can't even imagine like walking onto some of those movie sets. Nowadays, it's all green screen. Green screen
and blue screen, yeah.
Like practical effects like that, it would just been incredible.
Well, for like Strange New Worlds for Star Trek, they have this giant video screen that goes around the entire studio, like where they're filming on the set. And so it's all digitally, like the landscapes of the different planets and everything, or the different ships. Yeah, it's like it's all kind of there. It's not just like one flat screen, like it's 360 all the way around. It's like one of the most expensive things they got out
there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yes, I guess they did it for Star Wars, and then the Star Trek people were like, well, we got to have that too. That's what Jonathan Frakes said. He's like, yeah, we need to have that.
Jeez.
So, yeah, overall, I mean, listen, you want an adventure movie that is just from the beginning. Like this movie's not boring.
No.
I've seen some adventure movies where they kind of drag in the middle. This doesn't have too much dialogue to where they're just talking endlessly for no damn reason. Like it has a good pace to it. You get where you need to go when you need to get there. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, man, I've been finding a lot of times now as an older guy, I'm just getting bored with movies. I don't know. Yeah, there still is the wonder, and I'm still into movies, but in some of the movies today, it's just like, oh my God, it's like they're saying paint by numbers.
Well, and I think part of that was
plot pacing.
Spielberg being put on a budget. Like he
couldn't have a lot of extra stuff.
He had to. Here's the story I want to tell. You know, let's get the story in. If there's room for extras later, great. But we need to just go scene by scene type of thing.
Yeah, it couldn't be like his his Third Kind movie where he just wanted everything to just be there. And Jaws, I don't really blame a lot of the budget on him personally. It's like shit just was going wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like what are you supposed to do? The shark isn't working, man.
Need to rebuild an animatronic shark.
He's like, oh,
that's not cheap.
I can just film on water. It'll be easy.
Hey, yeah. Plot twist.
It's not. But even that movie's pretty tight put together. But I think maybe he had a little more free reign in the next one. And the next one, of course, which is apparently the first movie of the franchise. I don't know if I believe that. I'm just going to pretend that it doesn't exist, that this one was a prequel, because I think Temple of Doom should be the second movie.
Yeah.
I think they just put the wrong title card in. I don't even remember they're really seeing dates unless somebody mentions it in there. But Temple of Doom.
I don't remember dates either, but
Temple of Doom comes out in 1984. Okay. Chronological setting says 1935.
Incorrect.
But is it? I don't know. Budget $28 million. It got $8 more million for this one. A little more spending money. Worldwide box office $333 million. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. So they might have made their money back on that one too.
Yeah.
IMDb rating 7.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 77% for critics, and the audience 82%. And you'll notice the audience liked this one a little bit more than the critics did. This one has often been, Spielberg's talked about this before, Lucas has talked about this before, how the critics slammed this movie pretty hard when it came out. Mm-hmm. They're like, Temple of Doom sucks. I don't know what they're doing. This is ridiculous. But as far as a lot of the fans were concerned, maybe it's not the best put together movie, but a lot of fans think this is the funnest one. You say it's dark, and it does have a lot of dark themes to it, but a lot of people are like, man, Temple of Doom is just a fun ride. Like, you don't have to take this movie too seriously. It's just action, action, action.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us, if you would, please, or if you could, please, or if you want to, what is what's Temple of Doom about? What happens in Temple of Doom?
All right. Well,
that has Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom before it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's all there.
So it starts out with a really bad title card, in my opinion. The whole, like, was it downtown China dance club, whatever.
Shanghai. Yeah, they're in Shanghai.
And then, like, it shows what's her name standing in front of the title card. I'm sorry, I didn't really care for that, but I mean, whatever. Really fun action sequence in the beginning. You know, we get a little bit of poison, a little bit of gunplay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that at the Obi-Wan bar.
Oh yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Or bar Obi-Wan, one of the two, I forget. But I saw that and had to go back in my rewatch to double check it because I'm like, did I just see that? And I did. We get introduced.
Willie Scott, that's her name, Willie Scott.
That's it, Willie.
Yeah.
We get introduced to Short Round.
Dr. Jones.
Yep, that'd be him.
That guy. Yeah, of course. From the Goonies. Pictures of Power.
And it takes us to a fun little chase scene that goes to a plane ride that goes to a plane crash.
Yeah, and this is where you're seeing, we didn't mention it for the first movie, but you're seeing the plane flying. You're seeing the map. She's going here, and then they're going here, and they're going here.
Yeah, it's super iconic now. Like, that is immediately related to Indiana Jones. Like, the little red line with the plane bouncing city to city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, from the plane crash, they make their way through the jungle and find a tribe that, long story short, is getting screwed over hardcore.
Because the Shannara Chronicle stones got taken.
Yeah,
What do you call the chakra stones? Or Sankara stones. The Sankara stones.
Was it the Fifth Element?
Yeah, they did look like the Fifth Element. Yeah, I mean, this is way before, but watching it this time was like,
yeah,
I don't know about them Fifth. I mean,
basically, their kids and this magical stone has been stolen by a darker version of the tribe. And
what if they would have found a multipass?
Well, then we'd have a whole nother podcast dedicated to what is happening here. Yeah, we end up at this, I can't remember what was it called. What was the city?
Bangkok Palace.
Temple of Bangkok?
Bangkok. It's with a P, right? Bangkok Palace?
Maybe.
Yeah, Pankot. Okay. Bangkok Palace. Yeah.
Which is no longer empty. People have decided to take up residence there.
Yeah.
And Indy is welcomed with open arms, where they eat, snake and
monkey brains
and soup with eyeballs floating in it.
Big cockroach-looking bugs.
I'm glad you finished that.
He's like Timon and Pumbaa. He's just like sucking it.
It's your basic, it starts out as a classic Indiana Jones. I mean, we say classic, but the second Indiana Jones, like a little adventure going on. Very quickly, things escalate into trapdoors, and we're now inside of a mountain.
The only difference between this one and the one before it, technically, is the one before he was looking to find the Ark. This one here, like, he kind of gets pushed into finding the stones.
Yeah.
Like, they end up in the village because the village helps him and gives him food that Willie's not going to want. But, like, he's like, we got things to do. And they're like, no, you need to help us. And he's like, oh,
well, and he wasn't going to help until they mentioned that they've been taking all of their children.
Yeah. Indy hates kids being screwed with, man. And it pisses him off.
Yeah.
I'm with him on that, man.
And I just remember there's a scene where after they go through the first door where he's got to put his hands on the chick. The statue.
Yeah, the statue of the chick.
And Scotty.
Willie Scott.
She's just like, I'm right here.
Because he's just not even acknowledging her that she's standing there.
And it goes to like the little
it's a classic
traps
romance.
And stuff. Yeah. My wife was like, wow, that looks so real. Because they're walking out into what you can tell is like the oil painting, forced perception of them walking to like a giant cavern. And I'm just like, dude, when this came out, that was
paint matting,
matte paint. Yeah, that's what they do. All the Star Wars, like,
one of my favorite scenes is like right before they go in when he has to take on the one dude that ends up in the ceiling fan.
Yes.
Which I'm like, that's a strong bracket holding that ceiling fan, by the way. I don't know if you ever installed a ceiling fan, but that's one strong ass bracket. Let alone the blades, but whatever. I don't know who they make them different in India, but I every time I watch that now, I'm like looking behind and I'm looking at that picture and I'm like, I'm waiting for that dude to move. Like, I know it's that guy, but I'm waiting for it to move.
Oh, they did it. I was doing the same thing, and they they cut and came back, and then he moved. So like they're like, okay, switch it with a picture where that figure's not there and stand there. Very,
because you're looking for because you know it's coming, so you're anticipating it, but it doesn't make it
I had to
any more fun because you're like, oh, this dude's gonna just magically appear.
I had to go back and rewatch part of that because I was watching the wrong picture. And I don't know how Short Round was sleeping through that whole thing. I just don't.
I don't know.
But yeah, we end up in this deep, dark cavern, and they get to watch an ancient ritual sacrifice that hasn't been seen.
It's like you're in Dungeons and Dragons, really.
Yeah, well, and he even says, like, this hasn't been seen in, like, hundreds of years, and why not? He decides to go down and steal the fifth element stone.
Yes.
Which quickly leads to them all getting caught.
Indy turns to the dark side for a minute.
Other stuff happens. He turns to the dark side.
Cracks a kid in the mouth.
He does.
Yeah, he cracks Short Round hard.
But then Short Round gets him back by burning the shit out of him.
Yeah.
There's one of the most badass fight scenes on a conveyor belt with a rock smasher.
Where Pat Roach gets his licks in. He does not get shot right away.
He gets his 15 minutes.
If I remember correctly, am I misremembering this, that he tries to shoot him and realizes he doesn't have bullets or something?
Yes.
Or he does start, he's like, oh shit.
He tried to do the same thing, and he did. All cocky, like pulls it out, and it's like click. He's like,
yeah, I love the callback.
Yes.
Of a future event.
Callback in a prequel.
Oh man. They were doing this way before Back to the Future. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. When was the first Back to the Future?
Oh, geez.
Like 86 or something? 85?
I was going to say 85. Well, because whenever they're going back to the future, they're going back to 1985. And I think that was the year they actually brought it out was 85.
Okay.
I'd have to double check that, but
I'm just curious who was doing time travel first, Indiana Jones or Doc Brown.
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, then speaking of badass, we get one of the most awesome minecart chase scenes that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I'm not going to bash it because it was older, but man, some of the special effects in that one are.
You mean like when they?
Oh shit! Yeah, well the cart just
throws
does
the railroad tie down, and it's like, and you just say, and they're obvious puppets.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, we talked about this during the Spielberg Spotlight too. Like that was something that you'd never seen.
Yeah.
Like,
well, this was a universal ride or something for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see car chases, you see airplane chases, like you see even people running on top of trains. But we'd never seen a minecart chase before.
No.
And I just loved how, like, every time there was a split in the track, Short Round's like, go that. Like, you went the wrong way again.
Shut up, kid. I'll smack you again.
And then when everything finally somewhat works out, they decide to flood tunnels. And we end up on a very precarious rope bridge where even more shit hits the fan. And long story short, fantastic movie.
Yeah, Mulder Rom meets some very angry alligator crocodile. Well, I guess the crocodiles are in India, right? Probably and crocodiles are mean.
So
they are super mean.
So basically, yes, this is again. Go back to. Like
I've already crashed into the mic, man.
The third time I'm almost knocked that over. Yeah, go back to the Spielberg Spotlight. We really go into detail more about some of the behind the scenes stuff and whatnot, but. This behind the scenes for why this is one of the darkest movies that they made. Like they're going through very dark times in their lives.
You're like sorcery in here and black magic and voodoo or whatever.
Sacrifice and like Spielberg and Lucas were going through a very dark time in their life. We won't get into it too much now. I mean, like I said,
that was in the documentary too about like divorce and everything.
Yes. Which if you didn't notice, Spielberg puts a lot about family in his movies.
Yes.
And you see that through all of these.
Well, who does Spielberg end up marrying?
Funny enough,
Willie Scott.
Willie Scott. Who I believe he's still with to this day.
Yes, they are together with a bunch of
kids and adopted kids, I believe. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Her kids, their kids,
but
kids,
you're
all
right.
Kids.
Talking about this definitely has some of the more comical tropes, even though it's one of the darkest, more serious movies.
I think some of my issues with this, like one of them, like when Willie Scott. She's going to be sacrificed. They lower her down. Okay, so when the first dude goes down, he gets so far, boom, flames, cooked.
Yep.
She's down a good 10, 15 feet. Dude, she would have been looking like a hot dog on a grill, bro.
She was like, she could have licked the lava.
You know how hot that metal would get that she was strapped to?
Oh, yeah.
Like Dunsies. Like, no way.
Yeah.
But she comes out relatively, like, her eyebrows aren't even singed. Like, none of her clothing, like, no, like, I don't know. I know there's a lot of this movie that looks beautiful, but I feel like some of the stuff there, they just were throwing shit at the wall and just seeing if it would work, and they just kind of went with it. And I think there was a budgetary thing where, you couldn't go over for this one either.
Yeah.
So they just had to, like, well, that's what we got, and go through.
Yeah. One of my biggest things was, like, Short Round brings Indy back by burning him. That breaks him out of the whole dark curse thing.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that these hundreds of workers, not the kids, but like the followers, none of them's ever burnt themselves?
Well, the worker kids aren't
up?
under the spell.
No, that's
the workers are.
The older people, yeah. None of them have ever burnt themselves and said,
I think most of them are. Some of them are probably just jackasses who just want to follow. I mean, the prince is in on it, or has been forced to be on it, so they're just following their prince. And I don't know, back in those days in the 30s, and even now, it's rough living in India, I would assume, so.
I have a couple coworkers I could ask.
Yeah?
I don't think they would appreciate it, though.
Probably not, no.
Actually, the one,
well, I'm sure India has some beautiful places in it, but there's also some really
It's interesting, because I work with two guys from India. And apparently they're from two very different areas of India. Like, their cultures and everything are 100% different. The one, he doesn't really have a good family connection, but like he doesn't care. It's one of those things where, like, I moved out, I'm on my own. He doesn't really talk to his family. Whereas the other one, he just went back to India a couple months ago to meet his wife's husband that she was being betrothed to, because they still do arranged marriages.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they were trying to figure out when he was ready to settle down and stuff like that. And I just found it really interesting, because the one dude has been dating and the other one is, like, okay with the idea of, well, I'm not ready to be set up just yet. But it just blows my mind. Like, the cultural differences, like,
yeah,
it's just amazing to me. Like,
India's a big country, man.
It is.
It's big. What was it, like 3 Texases or something? It's pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. Another issue I have with this one, which I apparently wrote these on the wrong parts here. I was going to write no negatives here, so I didn't write any negatives for Temple of Doom. I will say Short Round, even though I love the actor and I love the kid, sometimes the comedy in this one was a bit much for me. Not just him, but sometimes I expected the movie to just speed up and have some silly fucking music from back in the golden, like the black and white movies, like just kind of spinning around. Yeah, just kind of like in one room out like some Scooby-Doo shit. Like, it was almost like that. I'm like, okay. As a kid, I loved it. As an adult, I'm like, some of these jokes don't really land all the time.
Right.
And if it's not really for Harrison Ford's charm, I don't think, like, if it would have been another actor, I don't know if Tom Selleck could have pulled that type of comedy off. Willie Scott, the actress, I can't think of her name at the moment, and I should have it in front of me. Again, I suck at this. She's a great actress, but
I'm on it.
You're on it. But I feel like some of the lines, like, she was just so annoying at times.
Oh, yeah.
I know she's supposed to be a spoiled actress. She thinks she's deserves better than what she's getting, but man, she just kept going on and on and on. And
Kate Capshaw,
yeah.
Well, and see, that was the other thing with her too that really got on my nerves, is like she would go from "I hate you, Indy, don't touch me" to like throwing herself at him. Well,
I do like the comedy scene where they give each other like, "You'll be back here in 5 minutes or 3 minutes," or wherever it was, and then he's like kind of walking around looking at his watch, and she's on the bed and she's looking, and she's like they're waiting, and then they do, but then he like ignores her. Well, I guess because he's caught up with the fucking
like when
ceiling fan guy.
He is outside the door yelling at him, and he's in there like,
yeah, because he was gonna go talk to her, but no.
Yeah. I mean, there's some great scenes in this movie, but I mean, there's still some stuff that, like you said, just kind of fell flat for me, like. And I mean, I would admit, I understand it wouldn't be the same movie without it, but all of the, I'm not getting political here, but all the like child abuse stuff, like that, especially as a parent, like it kind of hits a little.
Well, you could hit your kids in the 80s.
Well, yeah.
I got hit.
Let's just say my dad had a wooden paddle he had made for smacking our asses. And you know what? Thank you, Dad. So, but no, like, the scene where the one kid escapes and goes wandering into the village and Indy meets him back in the beginning. And like, he's like, I understand, like, they purposely sought out kids who looked malnourished. But, like,
I got two things. Okay.
Dude, that it was too real almost.
If you looked at a lot of the kids and the bad worker dudes who are like cracking their whips, the paint, like the dirtiness that they had on them looked horrible. Yeah. It almost looked like they were trying to do blackface, but they weren't. Like, I don't know. It was horrible. But so the village is like desolate. It's dying. The stone's gone. They're waiting for the multipass to bring it back. Doesn't happen. So eventually when Indy gets the stone, like, he's not even back yet, but even notice as soon as they get into the village, like, it's lush everywhere. Like, there's flowers. Yeah. I'm like, he didn't even cross the county line yet. Like, and the village is already better?
At least wait for like a rainstorm.
Yeah, like, what happened?
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, there's just a couple little things that are irritating. I didn't fully
understand either. Like, okay, here everything is dying. It's practically desert. 5 feet away, they're now walking through this super thick jungle. Like, y'all can't,
on the elephants.
Y'all can't move a few feet over and not suffer.
I mean, the river wasn't that far away either. So no. It's not like there's no water.
Right, that's what I mean. Like,
no, some logistical issues.
Yeah,
we're nitpicking, but this is really the one they're like, well, this is basically just going to be the B movie.
So here's my big question.
And it kind of is a B movie.
My big question for you is, do you think you could actually jump out of a crashing airplane with a river raft?
Let me get the Mythbusters on the line.
My wife tried to say, like, I don't see why not, because it'd be, air, and it'd be like hitting a pillow, and I'm like, there's nothing on the bottom. Like, they would have snapped their legs the second they hit.
Yeah, that old-ass raft would have been toast.
Oh, yeah. But all in all, I we didn't really do it, but what would you give this movie?
We did for the last one. We said
we did? I said
it was like
2.
8. Yeah. I give this one a 7.
A 7?
I give it a 7.
Okay.
7's a good movie. It's not great.
I agree.
It's a good movie.
I agree. 7.
It's a popcorn movie. You don't got to pay attention to this one, really.
Right, but it's still a movie that you might just be like, I want to watch that.
That's because there is a couple good chunks, like when they're arguing back and forth if they're going to fucking make out or not. When they initially get into the cavern, when Mola Ram is turning him, I forgot kind of how dark that was when they force feed him the blood.
Hold his nose shut.
Yeah. Because he gets away for a quick second, like, no. And they crack him and they're like ripping his mouth open. And I was like, oh, dude, that's dirty, man. So there is some parts, there's like each 15 minutes, there's like a good scene.
Yeah.
But there's a couple just really silly meandering through it.
Yeah, I agree. Solid movie though, all in all.
Yeah, I give it a 7. It's not my favorite of the movies, but I don't hate it. I don't hate any of these movies. Maybe you do. We'll see. I don't hate any of them.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
All right, so you ready to move on to the best one? I mean, the third one?
The one with the River Phoenix in it.
What?
Yeah, River Phoenix. He plays the young Indiana Jones.
That's him?
Yeah. River Phoenix.
I didn't even... Wow. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. There you go.
Whoa. Tidbit.
Whoa.
Dude, my wife is watching that Melissa and Joey.
Is that still a thing, or is it those old reruns?
It's old reruns on Hulu.
Like, they can still be on.
And I'm just like, wow. I forgot how unbelievably cheesy both of them were as actors in general.
I don't know. I've seen Melissa Joan Hart in some other things where she's a decent actress, but those type of those little TV shows that they do, they were meant to just be dumb. I think
quick paychecks.
Yeah, they're not meant to. They're just the same as like your Victoria Justice, those type of Disney Nickelodeon shows. They're like the same Boy Meets World.
I didn't tell you. After we had our show about like the different was it more modern magic TV shows and everything, urban magic. I got my kids watching Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh, okay.
They have watched all 4 seasons about 8 times, and they're about ready to move on to the movies, they said. And I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, I've seen some of them, and Emily makes fun of me because I've seen
some. They're not bad,
she's
actually.
like, she was born in like the 90s, and she's like talking shit. I'm like, well,
she didn't watch it.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, you watched that? Like, what? It wasn't just for Selena Gomez. It was actually a funny show, and it had to deal with magic. It was like it was the funny version of Harry Potter, dude. It
came out in like 2010. Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. So Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 1989.
As opposed to the First Crusade.
Well, I mean, there was...
That's the prequel that didn't come out yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Chronological setting is 1938. So it's a few years after, I guess it would have been Raiders.
Correct. But there's also the prequel, or the prologue set in 1912.
Yeah, the intro to the movie starts in 1912 following, apparently, River Phoenix. Young Indiana Jones as a Boy Scout, Indian Scout, whatever they said. I don't think they said Boy Scout. It was like some subgroup, I think.
Cub Scout, Boy Scout,
I don't know.
Eagle Scout. I don't know.
It might have been. I don't know. With a budget of $48 million. So
a couple more dollars.
In 5 short years, they doubled the budget.
Well, it's probably good because what did it bring in the worldwide box office?
$474. Oh, sorry, $474 million.
That was worse than Joker. Wow.
That is rough. 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb. I don't understand how this one is actually lower than Raiders.
A lot of people consider Raiders the best one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. That's the consensus I ever got from people I talked to or online. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Reddit seems to think that.
Rightly so. It is a damn good movie. Rotten Tomatoes give it an 84 from the critics, whereas audience give it a 94.
94. See, that's the highest.
That is the highest audience score. I mean, back in our day, that was an A.
Yeah.
You know, when A's were 93 to 100. Now it's like 80 to 100 or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying our kids are dumb now?
Hey, No Child Left Behind. That's what I'm saying.
You get a ribbon and you get a ribbon and you get a ribbon. I had to run my ass off on field day to get that 3rd place, okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They ain't just handing them bad boys out. They ain't cheap. Whatever.
Give us a rundown. What is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
All right. Well, you said we start off in 1912. You get Indiana Jones, young Indiana Jones, portrayed by River Phoenix. Being some sort of a scout, they are out on a mission. He stumbles across some people stealing the Cross of Coronado. And he's like, well, that belongs in a museum, as he says, because that's what he's been known for so far in the franchise, is that belongs in a museum. That's where all these artifacts need to be. He gets chased down through an amazing chase scene on a train where we learn out why he's afraid of snakes and where the scar on his face came from. Which apparently Harrison Ford got in a car accident. That's where it actually came from.
Between movies?
No, just in real life.
Early.
Yeah.
I didn't remember seeing it in the first 2 movies. Is it there?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, okay.
I do believe it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't ever take notice, but okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but I always thought it was there. So he runs back home with the cross. He tries to tell his dad frantically. His dad's like, calm down, take a breath. Count to 10. So he starts counting to 10. He's like in Latin. And you instantly feel like his dad is just a hard ass. Like his dad's, you don't see who it is. You just hear a voice.
Disconnected hard ass.
Yeah. And you see that his dad's working on this religious journal, looking for clues to stuff. Flash to the guys he stole it from end up taking it back. The one dude says, man, you lost today, kid. Doesn't mean you got to like it. Takes off his fedora hat. Boom. Puts it on Indy. Next scene, Indy's on a boat. He's got his hat. He's going to get that Cross of Coronado. And the one dude's like, this is the second time I've had to take my shit back from you. Well, he gets it anyway. The ship goes down. He goes back to his university again, says, hey, Marcus, man, I got this. Dude, check it out. And then he gets something in the mail. He finds out his house has been ransacked. He's like, what's going on? That's when he gets invited to a party where a dude wants to tell him a bedtime story.
Yes.
Tells him about Joseph of Arimathea and about, the Last Crusade and how they're going to get the cup of Christ. He's like, I've heard this before. And he's like, dude, I'm going to give you all expense paid tour to go do this because our previous guy, your dad, who you just told me was the expert, has disappeared. So he's like, well, shit, if it's my daddy, I got to go, right? So he ends up going to, what's the place with all the gondolas? Venice. He goes to Venice, meets up with Elsa, this nice actress that's blonde.
Allison Doody.
Yeah, Allison Doody. Yeah, I mean, that's not why I paused, but...
I know.
Just real quick. We find out this chick has slept with Sean Connery before she slept with Harrison Ford. So
I just want to throw this out there real quick. The guy that he steals the cross back from, twice. Do you know what his credited name in the movie is?
I don't know. I didn't look at the credits.
Panama Hat.
Well, he looks like Panama Jack.
And the guy that looks like Indiana Jones in the beginning that gives him the hat and everything.
I looked into this guy. I did like some soap opera stuff before.
Richard Young. Yeah, his name in the movie credited as Fedora. So they were reaching.
Yeah, just like, well, there you go. So she starts leading Indiana Jones to where his father, Dr. Henry Jones, disappeared from. Indy quickly picks up the scent of the trail. They got to go through some rats. They find some more clues. They find out there's another party that's trying to stop them as well from finding the cup of Christ. Then they find out who's really behind it. After they go to a castle, they find out Nazis.
I hate
these guys. Yeah. He runs into his dad. Has to save his dad. We find out his dad is none other than Sean Connery. As I said in the Spielberg podcast, who to out macho. Now, really, he's not really a macho guy in this movie, but like, who do you get more of as a heartthrob in that era
than James freaking Bond?
Yeah, there you go, man. So you get this really cool dynamic between them. You know, this father-son bickering back and forth. They got to battle some Nazis. Once again, Indiana Jones pretty much leads them to the lost city of Petra is the real place, which is really hard to find on Google Earth. I was going to VR this. It was like after I saw it, I came home from work. I was going to VR this. Super hard to find this damn thing.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, I have maps. I know it exists. But they go in there and they got to pass some tests. Indiana Jones passes the test to find the cup of Christ. In walks the bad dude with the blonde. He gets to pick his cup first. He chooses poorly. Indiana Jones, however, chooses wisely, saves his daddy another time, but doesn't save Elsa because Elsa's greedy and greed is bad. And he crosses the seal. He's like, Elsa, honey. Elsa, and he's still like, he's like, babe, come on. Like, babe. No. She's like, I can reach it.
That's called a toxic relationship.
Yeah, but he was all for it. He was going to get in it, man. He was like, no, it's cool. I don't care if you bang my dad. I don't care you're greedy. I will still be with you, Elsa. Come on.
This is true.
Like, he wasn't like, well, that sucks. Like, no, he was actively trying to, because he's a good person. He believed there's good in people. And they were off into the sunset. This movie, we find out, you tell everybody, why is he called Indiana Jones? Or why, like, who is Indiana? Like, what's his real name? Like, what's going on with his name? Because his dad has an issue with it.
So I was telling my wife this exact little story. And she thought I meant, now understand, please, a little footnote here. She sucks with actor names. Like, sucks. I mean, you could show her the same movie 30 times and she'll be like, oh, I don't know.
So she didn't know who Harrison Ford was or Sean Connery or both?
I said that because she was listening, the end of the movie and she's just like, wait, his name's Indiana? I'm like, she's like, what's his real name? I'm like,
Henry Jones
Henry
Jr.
Jones Jr. She's like, I love you, honey, I do. She's like, the actor's name is Henry Jones Jr.? And I'm like, no, the actor's name is Harrison Ford. I said in the movie, he was Henry Jones Jr.
Sean Connery keeps calling him Junior.
He took on the name Indiana, and they say the dog's name was Indiana.
And he says, I had a lot of good times with that dog.
But then you find out, well, not in the movie, obviously, but you find out through research that George Lucas had a dog named Indiana.
Yep.
And that's where they got the idea. Oh, I love it. It's great.
Junior.
Yep. And then, like, the whole time they're leaving, who was it? Was it Salah? He's just like, he kept saying, like, the dog.
I like how you see Marcus just wandering. Because earlier in the movie, yeah, they're like, oh, Marcus is, over in Egypt. He shouldn't be hard to get, or Marrakesh, or where it was. And he's like, Indiana's like, no, man, you don't understand. He knows 15 different languages. He can blend in. You're never going to find him.
Every local custom.
Yeah, and then, like, later on, he's like, we got to go find that thing before they find him. And Henry Jones Sr. is like, what are you talking about? You said, he's like, dude, I was making that up. He got lost in his own museum.
And then it cuts to him in Egypt. He's like, hello? Does anybody speak English?
He just
like
walks
into white suit and like stands out like a sore thumb.
And he gets caught because he walks right into the back of a truck. He's Mr. Magoo, man.
To be fair, Salah hit him in there, not knowing it was a Nazi box truck.
Hey, I like Salah's like, run. Run. What? Run. And it's to do with the newspaper.
And he's still standing there.
Salah did everything to lead this dude. This dude is like my dog. He will crap on the floor and look at you like, I didn't know what I was doing.
So I absolutely think this movie is the most entertaining of them all. I think it's got the best jokes. They all
sharpest dialogue for sure.
Like, they land beautifully. Like
the Hitler moment. Indiana Jones.
I forgot about that scene until I was rewatching it.
Yeah, he goes to get the book from Elsa in Berlin. They're burning books. There's a marching parade thing going on, a bunch of gaggle. People are trying to get autographs. He gets thrust into the crowd as he's trying to get away, slams into Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler looks at him, looks at the book, and you think, wait a minute, does he know? Takes the book from his hand.
Pen.
Gets a pen, writes it down, Adolf Hitler, and then gives it back and then walks away. And you're like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Well, it just shows how cocky he was as a dictator. Like he really thought, like, I cannot be touched.
Yeah.
And did you notice in that scene that
he might have been a little off?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Did you notice Elsa was crying?
Yeah, all the burning books.
Yeah. I thought that was a really interesting touch I never noticed before.
Because she had good in her. She just kept ignoring it and pushing it to the side. That's just like
at the end when she picks the cup and gives it to Donovan. It's the wrong cup and he dies.
I think she might have had an inclination. That's the theory I have.
She had like a smirk on her face.
Like this dumb fuck.
Like I don't know if it was excitement. Oh, we got the cup. Or
do you think she slept with him too?
Oh, absolutely. She probably banged Hitler.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
But no, I genuinely think she might have done that on purpose so that her and Indiana could get the cup.
Well, she was pretty good with the research. Like, she wasn't completely
right.
She was different. Not that Marianne's dumb or anything, but Marianne never really gave input to clues or puzzles.
She was obviously book smart. Like, she did. Well, they even said she was.
And Willie didn't know shit. But this girl.
Willie was an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Stephen. Your wife was an idiot in that movie.
Well, the character.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But Elsa like knows stuff. Like she was appointed to this position because of her knowledge.
Right.
And that's why I kind of liked her.
About history, Hitler only
he
only employed the absolute brightest minds,
or the blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Wow. You still had to be bright.
Yeah.
Because these movies do get that right. He did have a huge infatuation with the occult and the
well, I mean, look at
supernatural,
Hellboy movies. There's tons of other movies out there that talk about Hitler's obsession with, those old dictators back then. And look where you're coming from, though. Germany and you got Hungary and all those places, Estonia, and all the Black Forest and Carpathia, all that type of stuff back in this time, back when belief could really be used as a tool. I mean, it's obvious how this stuff, looks at Stalin, the same thing in Russia, all the all that lore, you know, the Slavic, you know, mythology and stuff. He was a big occult guy too. It's like, it's not far from the realm of belief to think that these guys really, instead of doing practical things, were pushing towards supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
For any edge that they could to defeat whoever they wanted.
Well, I mean, if you just look at like straight up history books, like it is very well documented, his search for anything from extraterrestrial to supernatural. Like he was looking for any edge.
Well, even
anything.
Even the Russians with the Rasputin, look at that guy. He was like known to be a sorcerer, and yet the royal family was like, we don't know if it's real or not, but he's definitely going to be with us, right?
Well, look at the first Captain America. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That they even say, like, they're looking for that Tesseract because, Hitler wants it. And it's like, no.
What I will say is almost every movie you see where somebody's working for Hitler to find occult things are like, oh, yeah, and the Third Reich and stuff. And they're always like, well, Hitler's stupid. I'm just doing this because I want the power.
That is
like,
true.
That's how they always are like, well, Hitler's dumb. They can never have a villain who's actually complicit with Hitler.
We see that again later, actually.
Yeah.
We're going to get demonetized on YouTube because if we're saying his name so much. But hey, we're not monetized. It doesn't matter.
I'm not celebrating a piece of shit.
Oh, that is true. All right. Well, on that note, let's go to a happier note. What?
Not the negatives of the movie. We'll go to the happy parts of the movie.
No. We're going to go to the negatives of the movie, which are still happier than anything we talk about with him. So.
Oh, true. Very true. Yeah.
So, tell me, like, what is your? I'd love to hear. What is your favorite part about this movie? And then
favorite
what
part
are
sequence?
Things that you don't like? Yeah, your favorite sequence.
Sequence has got to be the boat ride, the boat chase.
Okay.
I still have a soundtrack playlist of a bunch of, before I was like doing Spotify and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I would have like Indiana Jones, a lot of John Williams type stuff. And I don't know why, but I think my favorite soundtrack is the Crusader soundtrack. It's every time I hear it, I know when that propeller is hitting the boat. Like it's this one, it's so like matched up for me with the movie. But the boat chase, like going through the rats and then coming out and being chased, I really like that part a lot.
Yeah.
The Hitler thing was funny and stupid, but yet like what the hell, and all types of different emotions and feelings there. The ending is okay, but it was kind of hokey a little bit. So I have to say the boat scene. My negatives for this movie, if I do have any, it's, I guess, the disregard about not talking about previous characters or previous adventures at all. Like, he doesn't talk about Marion in this movie at all. He doesn't talk about Short Round. I understand that they don't talk about Willie. That was a short thing. If he even, made it with her or whatever, but she's a movie star, probably moved on. But like, they could have done a cameo, like maybe her poster was up next to a theater or something somewhere. That could have been cool, but they just don't really talk. They don't, like, all the Cub Scout, like that one dude that was supposed to be his friend that was blowing the bugle, like that dude's never brought back or anything. And by the third film, you see he's a good professor in the sense that he has a lot of knowledge, but he's not very good to his students. And he wasn't really good to his students in Raiders either. He kind of, like this one, he literally crawls out the window to get away from them.
Yeah.
In the second one, or the first one in Raiders, you have somebody complaining, or maybe it was this one where the secretary lady's like, these papers need to be graded like this. Like, he's always out all the time. That's my own criticism of him. He talks about how important it is to know these things, but yet he's not really pushing his students in the right direction by abandoning him. You know what I mean? He's more about his glory to find the artifact than it is about setting up bright minds for the future. I kind of get a sense there.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, globetrotting's more important.
So you're saying he needs to, what was it?
Balance his life a bit better.
I'm trying to think of the right term, but basically, like, he needs to
get a teacher's aid.
Something. Well, yeah.
He's a professor. Get a TA. Get a couple of them. Get two of them. I don't know.
He needs to do what he's preaching, type of thing.
Like in one movie that we'll talk about, he's like, you need to get out of, get out of the library. But then early in this one, he's like, all this stuff happens in the classroom. We're not, he talks about not going on grand adventures, and you're usually just gonna be digging with your hands. It's very boring. Mm-hmm. You're like lying to your students. I'm glad later on he tells the truth, but like, I don't know, like he could have been a better teacher.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But we don't see what he does all in between. But at least this one has a couple years. Maybe he really did hammer down between Temple and this one. Or Raiders in this one. I'm sorry. Whatever. Time warp vortex. It's all because of the last movie. I think it screwed up the timeline. I think at one point, one movie was before the other one. Archimedes screwed it all up, man. Selfish bastard.
Or the aliens.
Or the aliens, yeah. This is a different reality, Josh.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Oh, man. What about you? What are your negatives about this, and what is your favorite sequence of this movie?
I will start with my favorite sequence. And to this day, it busts me up laughing just knowing it's coming. When he's in the library and they're trying to figure out he looks down and is like, oh, X marks the spot. Well, first off, not 10 minutes before that, he told his class X never marks the spot.
Nope.
And then he's slamming what do they call it? The pole that holds like the ribbon for directing traffic of people. He's slamming into the tile. He's breaking it open. And every time he hits it, it cuts back to the librarian stamping books. And then at one point, he's just looking at a stamp like, what the hell?
Does it again.
I don't know why, but that just, because then you see him like putting up really carefully. Like,
yeah,
I was almost in tears. Like, I just find that to be the best. Like, it's a play on, you got to be quiet in the library, and you only ever hear, back then, you'd only ever hear the librarian. Well, they accidentally synced it up with him, and it was such a stupid joke, but it worked so wonderfully. Like,
how do you like the sequence? How do you, with Sean Connery being added to this, with his father, that whole finding each other and the fireplace fire, and them on the side, his dad's in a sidecar on a motorcycle as Indiana Jones is like.
I think adding Sean Connery to this was, first off, casting genius. I truly believe it would not be as good of a movie if they had anybody else. I very, very firmly believe that.
Yeah, I don't know if I could buy him as Tom Selleck's dad.
No. But what I always loved was how, like, everything that you saw Indy get a smile or start laughing at, he'd look at his dad, and his dad's just deadpan serious. Like, grow up, Indy. And you could absolutely relate to, like, things that you thought were funny, and then, like, your elder was just like, no.
Yeah, and you get this sense that his dad, or at least he gives you the sense that my dad doesn't really like me, or he doesn't really care about me. He's got daddy issues.
Yep.
But then you get the cliff scene where he thinks Indy's dead.
Yep.
And he's breaking down. Not like super breaking down, but he's still starting to break down. And then Indy walks up behind him, and then he just fucking loses it and hugs him. And it's like, that was so wonderful. They're both such amazing actors to. Tissues are over here if you need some. Like, it's heartwarming, isn't it?
I'm just sweating.
Which I love it because, like, my dad's a piece of junk. Like, he's never around. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I would have had Sean Connery as my dad. That would have been great. You know, I would have learned Latin and Greek and stuff. That would have been cool. But
and you learn that you can take down an airplane by running at birds with an umbrella.
Dookie.
What'd you think of the scene when the airplane followed them into the tunnel and, like, without wings, pulls up next to them?
It was like, this movie has comedy. Like I said, I think this is the balanced one because those comedic moments they creep up right to the line where they're not slapstick stupid. They're not airplane stupid, you know, but they're not raunchy either. They're
not 1941.
Yeah, man. Oof, that's a rough movie. Sorry, Steven. That's probably your.
Started out okay, but by the end, it lost me.
Yeah, like they know where to pull it back.
Yeah.
Even like things where they try to give the Sultan a crate full of jewels, and then he's like Rolls Royce 5.3 liter fucking whatever. Starts going through this thing, and he's like, "Does it?" It should have been like, "Does it come in black?"
Even like the color.
Yeah, it's those type of. There's comedy moments that are right where they need to be. The action isn't like you see even with this motorcycle chase. Somebody does flip, kind of like in the car ride, but nothing's too crazy except for maybe the Hindenburg that kind of crashes down. I don't know if it is the Hindenburg, but that was kind of wild. I don't know why there was no guards or anything for them to get down to that plane. But Nazis are Nazis.
I do.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up. I do love when he throws the one Nazi out and everybody's staring. He's like, "No ticket."
Which I love that Kevin Smith brought that back for Dogma.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yes.
No ticket.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, these movies influence decades of content.
They sure do.
Oh, man. But then something that I dislike.
Okay.
I mean, it's another one that is really difficult.
These are just nitpicks, man. Just
I know it's just nitpicks, but I feel like this one, the pacing at some points, like it felt like there was a little bit extra that didn't really need to be there. My only example is unfortunately like the scene when they go to Berlin and he gets his journal signed. Like
that seems like a director's cut.
Like I understand that they needed the journal, but they could have also just as easily gotten it back at the castle somehow. Yeah,
he could have intercepted her getting onto a train or something.
Like I don't know. I felt like that was a little more than it was needed.
I was curious watching. Is like how far from where they were to Berlin to drive back.
Right.
Were they? I feel like that would have taken a lot of time.
Or like when they're escaping and the whole wait till we'll send the boat off to as a red herring. Great idea, but they don't even wait until they're in the boat to burst out of the crate on a motorcycle. And what did they do? Get in and like reseal it? Is the back of that crate wide open and they were just waiting? Like, just stupid little things like that. Just kind of like they stop me, and I think,
I agree with you. I just think the overall enjoyment of the movie washes that taste out of my mouth. I just I forget about them right away.
Well, something I thought was great.
I see it again.
And it's one of those movies where you know what's coming, but you're so looking forward to it at the same time.
It's one of those movies where if I'll watch a movie and I just want to like, okay, so I get my phone and start playing like some sort of game. Like I don't do that with these ones.
That's what my wife does. She'll sit there. Well, let's watch.
I can't do that with Indiana Jones though, because I want to watch.
She does the whole like, hey, let's watch this movie together. I'm watching it. No, you're not. And I called her out on it. And because of that, she ended up seeing the scene where Sean Connery accidentally shoots her own tail fin on the airplane.
We've been hit.
And she's just like, wait, didn't he just shoot it? And I'm like, yeah.
That's the funny bit.
She's like,
Indy doesn't know.
She's like, I never noticed that. I'm like, how do you not notice that unless you're not paying attention? I'm sorry. But fantastic movies.
Yeah. Easily my favorite.
Yeah.
It's just I have the most fun. It has a lot of heart in this movie.
I think
more humanity in this one.
I think most of it has to do with Marcus being, I don't want to say a father figure, but definitely more of like a
kind of like a fun uncle.
An elder, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though
fun dumb uncle.
Stupid, yeah. But then you get
maybe like a dumb older brother, maybe.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, you get Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr. It just has a whole different emotional dynamic.
It explains to you some things why Indiana Jones has acted the way he has his entire life. Yes.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out of what he perceives as his dad's shadow.
Well, and I think he's just trying to impress his dad somehow.
Yeah.
Get his attention. In Latin.
It's just never been good enough for you. Just never, no matter what I do, Dad, it's just never good enough, man.
Oh, geez.
Right, son, it's not.
Any tidbits or right.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have an accent. That annoyed me too.
Who didn't have an accent?
Indiana Jones. His dad's obviously hardcore British. You'd think he'd have picked up some accent, even living in America.
I mean, he grew up. Well, I think the opening is in Nevada or Utah. I mean, there's like no accent there at all. And if it was just his dad,
Any behind the scenes or fun tidbits you want to toss out there?
I figured you were bringing that. I didn't have anything. I don't know.
Off the top of my head, the only thing I can remember briefly is the scene after he climbs up the mountainside and he's sitting in the dirt because he just climbed up the mountain after going off of it in a tank. The hat comes tumbling by. Apparently that was actually a rogue breeze that blew the hat over, and they're just like, we can work with this.
That was a lucky shot.
Now, I don't know if they reshot it and tossed it in, but I guess there was originally a breeze that pushed the hat into frame, and that's either what gave them the idea, or that was the take that they used. Well, I can't remember.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't do a lot of documentary other than the Harrison Ford documentary. I didn't do a lot of behind the scenes.
There's a great 3-parter I found on YouTube. Each one's about an hour. It follows the original trilogy. It goes deep behind the scenes. It talks about a little bit of everything. Like it's old, like 1:1 aspect ratio. You can tell it was made for TV a long time ago. It's worth watching though. There's some really interesting stuff in there.
Yeah, well, I recommend going to watch that stuff too. Yeah,
Yeah,
any
absolutely.
documentary stuff. I don't know. I'm just more of I like to talk about the movie itself. I love to enjoy the movie. Some behind the scenes stuff is cool, depending on the movie. These ones here, I don't know. I just love them. Love them. But that's all I have for the first 3 movies. If you don't have anything else,
No, I
for
do
this
not,
part
actually.
1 of the adventure, and then we'll
Wait, is this a prequel or a sequel to the next episode? I don't know.
requel.
Okay.
We've recorded this twice.
What? No, we've done that before, people.
Yeah,
What was that? Gen V?
a lot of echoes.
Yeah. All right, so that is going to wrap up part 1 of our Indiana Jones recap, overview, whatever you want to call this, deep dive.
Yeah, we don't have clever names for our episodes anymore. We're
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Well, nobody watches them anyway, so it's fine.
Ooh,
It's just for us.
that hurts right here.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, this is it for this episode. If you really enjoy what you're hearing, you can go to any of our socials and reach out. We'd love to hear from you. That's Instagram, X. I still think it should be called Twitter. Years later, I still think it should be called Twitter, but whatever. Even Facebook. If you get on there, reach out to us. We will get back to you. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what your thoughts on the first 3 movies. What did you think of them?
TreeGeek.com.
Have you seen them? Yeah, you can definitely go to treeofgeek.com, go to contact us. It'll shoot us an email. I just unplugged my headphones.
I saw that.
But it's okay.
Is that also where you go to sign up for Patreon?
No.
Or Spreadsheet.com? Well, I don't know if there's a link though, right? Is there a link?
I think there's a link.
There's a link there.
If you want, you can just go to patreon.com/treeofgeek. And for $5 a month, you can sign up for our Patreon where you do get exclusive episodes. You get behind the scenes content.
We're recording one of those today.
Yeah. Yeah, we are actually. And you can also get in on some like upcoming polls and stuff like that where we're going to be maybe doing some more, if you remember from season 2, was it? The Crossing Swords. Some more little bracket style stuff.
We've been tossing some stuff around.
Yeah, we have been. And there's the Tree Fort where you can get on it. It's a little chat room that is open to just chatting. I have had a little interaction on there with one of our Patreon members, and it's been kind of cool. So if you're feeling up to it, you want to reach out to us, or if you just want to see what the heck this is all about and see what our uncensored behind the scenes stuff looks like. $5 a month. That is cheaper than a Crunchyroll subscription.
It is.
Just
it is.
Put that out there.
Yeah. It might be cheaper than a cheeseburger from Burger King these days. I don't know. Just like now, I think like off the regular menu, it's like almost $4 for like a cheeseburger. Uno cheeseburger. It's ridiculous.
We took the family to Taco Bell the other day because the kids really wanted tacos.
So there's 3, 4, 5 view, $47.50. No, it's gotta be more than that. I don't know how much. I didn't think your wife probably ate that much. So
she got a quesadilla.
Oh, that right there is $7, $8.
I got the 2. What was it the 2 taco meal with an extra taco? The kids each got a bunch of tacos. Long story short, for 5 of us, it came to $60. And I'm like,
Taco Bell ain't cheap. I remember being a kid. You go to Taco Bell like 89-cent taco.
Yep.
Like not now.
Spend like $12 and get the big box. There's like
I'd rather
15 tacos.
We had tacos for dinner last night. That Emily's so good at seasoning meat. Like it's and then she puts it in the air fryer after she wraps it. It's just gold, man.
Nice. When we went to see that How to Train Your Dragon, for a matinee, it was $9.50 each, including the kids.
That used to be the regular price for the bad time to see it.
So 5 of us at $9.50 a piece.
Well, if it's like $30 for Emily and I.
Well, plus tax, plus popcorn, plus drinks, plus candy, because my wife said you have to have candy.
Well, Emily puts candy in her purse.
It came out
She
to
puts
like,
a water bottle in her purse too.
I think all in all, I put 60 or 50 something dollars out for the tickets, and then she paid for all the snacks while we were there. I think we paid probably like $110 for a one, family outing or one night outing with the family. Like I said,
That makes sense. Like I said,
there's a reason we don't do this.
it's about $30 for Emily and I
It's crazy.
for tickets and popcorn and
So
drinks.
we need you to join Patreon so I can go to more movies. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go see Superman soon. And we're going to see
Superman,
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
There's
Another one.
I'm not seeing Jurassic Park.
Yes, we are.
No, I'm not. You just hold up your phone and like on Zoom or whatever as you're watching it. Let's get out of here though. I'm
right.
thirsty. I'm out.
All right,
Empty.
I'm almost out. So, all right. So from the Tree of Geek for part 1 of Indiana Jones, this is Josh saying we will see you in 2 weeks for part 2 of. Do we have to do part 2?
Yeah, we got to do part
All
2.
right,
There's some.
part 2.
I like those movies. Do you hate? Oh my God, you hate these movies.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I hope you. Everybody's gonna be. Nobody hears this part anyway. But be ready for Josh to just be depressing in all of the next episode. He's gonna hate every bit of Crystal Skull. He's gonna bash every second of it. It's gonna be great.
I think only like 2 of our listeners and now viewers only ever actually make it to the very, very end.
Oh.
So Eric, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, sorry, as a Patreon member, you also get a shout out. So Unconfined You, Eric, John, thank you all for being Patreon members. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. So I'll see you in 2 weeks.
A chugga.
That was creepy.
My earsies.